TEAS math practice with explanations. Question 1. During a task at the recreation center, an event organizer is ordering paint cans. Using 3.14 for pi, what is the area of a circle with radius 8 inches? Option A 200.96 square inches. Option B 803.84 square inches. Option C 25.12 square inches. Option D 50.24 square inches. The correct answer is option A, 200.96 square inches. Multiply the radius by itself and then by pi. Circle area depends on the square of the radius. Using diameter in place of radius without adjustment makes the computed area 4 times too large. For the event organizer's record at the recreation center, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for paint cans. Question 2. At the blood donation drive, an event organizer reviews quantities involving seed packets with the budgeting stage. The values are 14, 16, 16, 19, 21, 16. What is the mode? Option A 17. Option B 18. Option C 7. Option D 16. The correct answer is option D, 16. The mode is the value appearing most frequently. A dataset can have no mode or more than one mode, but this set has one clear repeated value. Count the occurrences of each distinct value and identify the greatest frequency. For the event organizer's record at the blood donation drive, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for seed packets. Question 3. A planning sheet from the student tutoring lab lists information about data sheets, with the event organizer handling the scheduling stage. A purchase subtotal is $75 and sales tax is 6%. What is the total after tax? Option A $4.50. Option B $69. Option C $79.50. Option D $81. The correct answer is option C, $79.50. Multiply the subtotal by the tax rate to find the tax, then add that amount to the subtotal. The final total should exceed the subtotal but by much less than the full price when the rate is small. Sales tax is added as a percentage of the taxable subtotal. For the event organizer's record at the student tutoring lab, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for data sheets. Stressed about your ATI TEAS? We can take ATI TEAS for you remotely and undetected. We always guarantee a pass and payments only after results. To send us an email, scan the code or tap the link in the description and let's get it done. Question 4. While working in the outpatient reception desk, an event organizer must calculate a value for shipping labels, with the sorting stage. What is 40% of 200? Option A, 500. Option B, 80. Option C, 240. Option D, 160. The correct answer is option B, 80. The resulting part should be smaller than the whole whenever the rate is below 100%. A percent of a quantity is found by multiplying the whole by the rate written as a decimal. Move the decimal point 2 places left in the percent and multiply by the reference amount. For the event organizer's record at the outpatient reception desk, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for shipping labels. Question 5. The college print shop uses a record to track reusable bags, with the event organizer handling the distributing stage. Convert 90 degrees Fahrenheit to degrees Celsius. Round to the nearest tenth if needed. Option A of 50 degrees Celsius. Option B 67.8 degrees Celsius. Option C 104.4 degrees Celsius. Option D 32.2 degrees Celsius. The correct answer is option D, 32.2 degrees Celsius. Applying the scale before removing the offset changes the reference point and produces an incorrect temperature. Subtract the offset and multiply the difference by 5-9. Fahrenheit minus to minus Celsius conversion removes the 30-2 degree offset before riscaling the interval. For the event organizer's record at the college print shop, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for reusable bags. Question 6. For a project in the wellness seminar, an event organizer is labeling test tubes. Solve 2x plus 226. Option A x greater than 12. Option B x less than 12. Option C x less than 24. Option D x greater than 11. The correct answer is option B, x less than 12. An inequality is solved with the same inverse operations used for equations. Keep the inequality direction when adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing by a positive value. The direction reverses only when both sides are multiplied or divided by a negative number. For the event organizer's record at the wellness seminar, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for test tubes. Question 7. A report prepared at the Supply Distribution Center summarizes data about clinic forms, with the event organizer handling the ordering stage. A cylinder has radius 3 inches and height 8 inches. Using 3.14 for pi, what is its volume? Option A 75.36 cubic inches. Option B 28.26 cubic inches. Option C 150.72 cubic inches. Option D 226.08 cubic inches. The correct answer is option D, 226.08 cubic inches. Square the radius, multiply by pi, and then multiply by the height. Cylinder volume equals the area of the circular base multiplied by height. Circumference times height would describe a lateral surface rather than the space inside. For the event organizer's record at the Supply Distribution Center, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for clinic forms. Question 8. Before an activity at the local museum, an event organizer checks the amount of flashcards, with the budgeting stage. A line graph shows values 12, 18, 17, 17, 22 across 5 periods. During which interval is the increase greatest? Option A, period 1 to period 2. Option B, period 3 to period 4. Option C, period 4 to period 5. Option D, period 2 to period 3. The correct answer is option A, period 1 to period 2. The steepest upward segment corresponds to the largest positive change between consecutive points. The highest point identifies a maximum level, not necessarily the interval with the fastest increase. Subtract each earlier value from the next value and compare the 4 changes. For the event organizer's record at the local museum, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for flashcards. Are you looking for ATI TEAS actual questions? Visit our website pokerexams.com to access ATI TEAS study guide with actual questions and answers. Scan the QR code or click the link in the description to get ATI TEAS answer key today. Question 9. The event organizer at the meal-prep class is responsible for scheduling safety goggles. A trip covers 60 miles in 2 hours. What is the average speed? Option A, 58 miles per hour. Option B, 30 miles per hour. Option C, 120 miles per hour. Option D is 0 miles per hour. The correct answer is option B, 30 miles per hour. Use miles as the numerator and hours as the denominator to form the rate. The unit label should be miles per hour, not total miles. Average speed is the total distance divided by total time. For the event organizer's record at the meal-prep class, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for safety goggles. Question 10. A worksheet used in the community theater contains measurements for brochures, with the event organizer handling the sorting stage. A container was 1 2/3 full before March 10th of its capacity was used. What fraction of the capacity remains? Option A, 1 11/30. Option B, 1 29/30. Option C, 2/13. Option D, 11/30. The correct answer is option A, 1 11/30. The remaining amount should be smaller than the starting quantity and no less than 0. Subtraction of fractions requires a common unit size just as addition does. Convert both quantities to equivalent fractions with a shared denominator, subtract the numerators, and reduce. For the event organizer's record at the community theater, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for brochures. Question 11. As part of a routine check at the conference registration desk, an event organizer examines sample jars, with the planning stage. A package of 9 identical items costs $27. What is the cost per item? Option A, $18. Option B, $243. Option C, $2.70. Option D, $3. The correct answer is option D, $3. Multiplying the quantities would produce a value that grows with the package size instead of reducing it to 1 unit. Divide the total cost by the number of identical items in the package. A unit rate expresses the cost for exactly 1 item. For the event organizer's record at the conference registration desk, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for sample jars. Question 12. A supply request from the day-care supply closet includes several entries for registration slips, with the event organizer handling the labeling stage. Evaluate 2x plus 7 when x equals 7. Option A 28. Option B 21. Option C 16. Option D 7. The correct answer is option B 21. Evaluating an expression means replacing the variable with its given value. Substitute the value using parentheses, complete multiplication, and then combine the constant term. Following the order of operations prevents the substitution from being added before multiplication. For the event organizer's record at the day-care supply closet, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for registration slips. Question 13. The public transit hub is preparing for an event that uses storage shelves, with the event organizer handling the ordering stage. A triangular panel has a base of 20 centimeters and a perpendicular height of 9 centimeters. What is its area? Option A 14.5 square centimeters. Option B 29 square centimeters. Option C 90 square centimeters. Option D 180 square centimeters. The correct answer is option C 90 square centimeters. Multiply the base by the height and divide the product by 2. A triangle occupies half the area of a rectangle with the same base and perpendicular height. Using the slanted side in place of the perpendicular height would not measure the correct surface. For the event organizer's record at the public transit hub, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for storage shelves. Question 14. A event organizer creates a calculation for practice masks at the emergency preparedness class, with the budgeting stage. A data display contains 26, 20, 23, 27. What is the average value? Option A 96. Option B 24.0. Option C 24.5. Option D 7. The correct answer is option B 24.0. An average balances the total equally across all observations. The average should remain within the observed minimum and maximum. Add the displayed values and divide by the number of entries. For the event organizer's record at the emergency preparedness class, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for practice masks. Question 15. Information collected in the patient education office describes how notebooks are being used, with the event organizer handling the scheduling stage. Round 664.88 to the nearest tenth? Option A 665.1. Option B 664.8. Option C 665.0. Option D 664.9. The correct answer is option D 664.9. Increase the target digit when the neighboring digit is 5 or more, otherwise leave it unchanged. All digits to the right are then removed or replaced with zeros according to place value. Rounding uses the digit immediately to the right of the requested place. For the event organizer's record at the patient education office, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for notebooks. Question 16. A schedule at the campus greenhouse includes a numerical condition involving timers, with the event organizer handling the recording stage. The record shows 64 items from one delivery and 28 from another. How many items are listed altogether? Option A 102. Option B 36. Option C 92. Option D 1792. The correct answer is option C 92. A reasonable check is that the total must be greater than either delivery by itself. Addition combines separate quantities that belong to the same total. Align the place values and add each column, regrouping when a column reaches 10. For the event organizer's record at the campus greenhouse, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for timers. Question 17. The event organizer compares two records about clipboards in the sports equipment room, with the planning stage. The proportion 7/15 equals 35/x models the situation. Which value makes the proportion true? Option A 75.0. Option B 16.3. Option C 525. Option D 57. The correct answer is option A 75.0. Substituting the result back into both ratios should produce matching values. Cross minus multiply to create an equation and divide by the coefficient attached to the unknown. A proportion states that two ratios are equal. For the event organizer's record at the sports equipment room, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for clipboards. Question 18. A quality check in the technology lab requires a calculation involving meal vouchers, with the event organizer handling the estimating stage. Which value equals square root 196? Option A, 15. Option B, 13. Option C, 14. Option D, 196. The correct answer is option C, 14. A square root identifies the non-negative number that produces the radicand when multiplied by itself. Find the factor whose square matches the value under the radical. Using the radicand itself would confuse a square with its inverse operation. For the event organizer's record at the technology lab, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for meal vouchers. Stressed about your ATI TEAS? We can take ATI TEAS for you remotely and undetected. We always guarantee a pass and payments only after results. To send us an email, scan the code or tap the link in the description and let's get it done. Question 19. The charity fundraiser has set a target related to training kits, with the event organizer handling the ordering stage. What is the horizontal distance between 2, 6, and 7, 6? Option A, 5. Option B, 4. Option C, 9. Option D, 11. The correct answer is option A, 5. Subtract the x minus coordinates and take the absolute value to obtain distance. Points with the same y minus coordinate lie on a horizontal line. The shared vertical coordinate does not contribute to horizontal separation. For the event organizer's record at the charity fundraiser, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for training kits. Question 20. A event organizer uses a table to monitor equipment tags at the nutrition workshop, with the budgeting stage. A right triangle has legs of 7 units and 24 units. What is the hypotenuse? Option A, 168 units. Option B, 31 units. Option C, 25 units. Option D is 17 units. The correct answer is option C, 25 units. The Pythagorean theorem relates the two legs of a right triangle to its hypotenuse. Adding the side lengths directly does not account for the right minus angle geometry. Square both legs, add the squares, and take the square root of the sum. For the event organizer's record at the nutrition workshop, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for equipment tags. Question 21. An activity log from the Water Minus Quality project contains values for water samples, with the event organizer handling the sorting stage. An event occurred 12 times in 30 trials. What is the experimental probability of the event? Option A, 2/3. Option B, 2.5. Option C, 3/5. Option D, 2/5. The correct answer is option D, 2/5. Divide the number of recorded successes by the total number of trials and simplify. Increasing the number of trials generally makes the experimental rate more stable. Experimental probability is based on observed results rather than a theoretical model. For the event organizer's record at the Water Minus Quality project, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for water samples. Question 22. The event organizer is revising a plan for work schedules in the school newspaper office, with the recording stage. How much simple interest is earned on $500 at 7% per year for 2 years? Option A, $70. Option B, $500.14. Option C, $572.45. Option D is $17.50. The correct answer is option A, $70. Compounding would repeatedly change the balance and is not part of the simple minus interest model. Simple interest uses the original principal for every time period. Multiply principal, annual rate written as a decimal, and time in years. For the event organizer's record at the school newspaper office, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for work schedules. Question 23. A short report from the Community Art Studio presents a mathematical problem involving donation boxes, with the event organizer handling the planning stage. A quantity changes from 85 to 125. What is the percent increase? Round to the nearest tenth if needed? Option A, 147.1%. Option B, 47.1%. Option C, 40%. Option D, 32%. The correct answer is option B, 47.1%. Dividing by the new value would answer a different comparison and can noticeably alter the rate. Find the numerical difference, divide that change by the original value, and convert the decimal to a percent. Percent change uses the original quantity as the comparison base. For the event organizer's record at the Community Art Studio, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for donation boxes. Question 24. The job minus training program must adjust its plan for cable rolls, with the event organizer handling the estimating stage. Which scientific minus notation expression represents 100,000? Option A 1 times 10 to the power of fourth. Option B 1 times 10 to the power of fifth. Option C a 0.1 times 10 to the power of fourth. Option D a 10 times 10 to the power of fifth. The correct answer is option B, 1 times 10 to the power of fifth. Scientific notation uses a coefficient from 1 up to, but not including, 10 multiplied by a power of 10. Move the decimal until one non-zero digit remains to its left and count the places moved to determine the exponent. A value greater than 1 produces a positive exponent when the decimal moves left. For the event organizer's record at the job minus training program, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for cable rolls. Question 25. A calculation is needed before floor tiles can be prepared at the housing office, with the event organizer handling the converting stage. A relationship has slope 2 and y minus intercept minus 5. Which equation represents the line? Option A y equals 2x plus 5. Option B y equals minus 5x plus 2. Option C y equals 2x minus 5. Option D x equals 2y plus minus 5. The correct answer is option C, y equals 2x minus 5. Use the given slope as the coefficient of x and the vertical intercept as the added or subtracted term. Slope minus intercept form places the rate of change with the input variable and the starting value as a constant. Switching the two values changes both the steepness and the point where the line crosses the vertical axis. For the event organizer's record at the housing office, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for floor tiles.